Hello, well, sorry. Hello, welcome back to Sonya Budgets. And today I wanted to share with you kind of how that I start getting my budget ready a week ahead of time. I like to work on it. Sorry, I like to work on it several days leading up to actual payday, which payday is the 21st, January 21st. Today is I believe it's the 13th, and I like to give this some thought, and things may be changed. Now, I actually did write it down in my Erin Condren planner. I have written it down for the second pay period of January. I don't typically like to write this down until I have it written in stone. So, but right now, this is what the budget looks like for the second pay period. We'll be doing $1,500 toward our February bills, plus $400 to another truck payment. We'll be doing savings challenges. We're going to put $2 into the mystery savings challenge from Hands and Bands, a scratch-off card, $800 toward our $20,000 savings challenge, and $59 toward our 52-week challenge. And it is looking pretty good right now. We've got it's several more envelopes to go. But we're chugging along pretty good. It's kind of slowed down from the beginning because the amounts got to be more, and so that's just to be expected. The $20,000 savings challenge, it started off with a bang, and it is let's see, I have got those cards that we already filled, and I put them aside somewhere because as they're being filled, every so often I take those, empty those, and take those to the bank. And I don't know where I've laid the ones that we've filled already, but I have stuck them. Here they are. Put them in here. These have already been completed. Now they're empty because I did take the money and put it into our savings account. But all of these were filled pretty fast. There's actually some more that's been filled but not emptied. That I've got those put away. There's 4 more that's been filled but not emptied. So until they're emptied, I'll leave them in my binder. But I like to kind of give myself a heads up on what I'm expecting several days ahead of time. We've got our cash envelopes down here, which is the usual $740. That's always $740. And then we're going to be contributing, hopefully, $1,000 toward our vacation. We're hitting that vacation really, really hard. And I will show you in a minute how that I plan to do that. And then I'd like to have a buffer of $170 in the account. And then that will be the end of February. End of January, and I haven't even done anything in February except write my bills down. So this is where the actual budgets will be written down once I get them done. Now this is a book that I bought at Target here a few weeks ago. I really like it. It's kind of my scratch pad book. One thing I really enjoy doing is I like to kind of lay out a plan for months ahead of time. So January here, we have this reflects the same thing that I just showed you that's written down in the book for next week, for the next pay period. That's you know, and I have a target income of what I really like for the income to be for all this to work out. And if it falls short, then we can't back out on the bills, we can't back out on the cash envelopes, but we can lower the vacation fund, we can lower some of the savings. You know, that's how we have to adjust that. Now, for the first week of February, this is where all this is hen scratched and everything, I always put my target income right here, what I need for it to, be hopefully as close to that as possible. And I have all written down here. The first paycheck of the month, I have certain sinking funds in this book right here, this binder, and these are things I contribute to every month. I contribute to our prescriptions, for mine and my husband's medicines, the car maintenance, clothes, our little furry boys, little four-legged boys, our house insurance, our vacation, our children 1 through 5, our 5 children, we contribute $5 a month to their birthdays. And then miscellaneous projects, doctor copay. I scratched out property tax because I'm not ready to integrate it back into my sinking fund just yet. Small trips, $20. Meat, $100. We're almost to the goal for that for the 1st of March. Then I'll pay another truck payment. Our cash envelopes is $740. We're going to be contributing $2,300 to our vacation. And the way I've got it figured, by the end of the second pay period in February, we'll contribute to our March bills, and the balance on our vacation is $674. So that by the end of February, our vacation should be wrapped up. And then we will have our savings challenges, 52-week, mystery scratch off, and meat, $250, and that should finish up what we need for the 1st of March. And then I'm going to contribute another $250 just to make sure I've got enough for that a side of beef that we have ordered. We're splitting a whole beef with my son and his wife. And you can see when the vacation is finished, our savings challenges are able to go back up to a higher amount. And so at this point, the 1st of March, you still do not see anything but our regular ones that we contribute to every month. The house insurance, the car maintenance, clothes, pets, the kids 1 through 5 children that we give $10 a month to for their birthdays, miscellaneous projects, doctor copay, small trips, and meat. And so you don't see anything really added into it the 1st of March. Now, the second pay period of March, of course, is when we'll be paying our April bills. Now, I've written here as my plan, my car maintenance goal is $1,500. I like to keep about $1,500 in that fund at all time. And then I will stop contributing to that once it reaches $1,500. We'll be contributing $500 the second pay period of March. But I want to get this to $1,500. If we spend $100 on an oil change, then I will add it back into the sinking funds to get it back up to $1,500. The close goal is $500, which right now I think it has like $36 in it. So we like a while to get that. The pet goals is $400. I've got it written in here in the back of my book. Right now the pets, our little boys, have $140, so we like a little bit getting to the goal on that. The house insurance goal is $590, and right now on house insurance we are at $141 at this date. By this date it will be more than $141 because we'll be contributing $90 a month. And then it's pretty much still the same things. We're contributing to small trips because I did deplete that pretty much. I spent $80 out of that to go to Birmingham to be with my daughter and my grandson for his surgery last Monday morning. And I did spend $80 for gas and some had to stop a couple times to get me something to eat, so I did spend $80 of that. But by March the 2nd, it'll be built back up, and we usually go to South Alabama for my for one of the grandkids' birthdays in March. So have to, that will be depleted again. Have to build it back up, but I'd like to have at least $500 in that fund eventually. We save it, we spend it, we save it, we spend it. But that's the cap, $500. And the meat goal is $500 to have and this is after the cow has been paid for, the side of beef has been paid for. I'd like to have at least $500 in there. And, I don't know how much the beef is going to cost, but we'll see how this all works out. Savings for the second pay period in March, I would like to have contribute $750 for total savings. For the total savings, this would be the $20,000 savings challenge. This would be 52-week savings challenge. This would be all the savings challenges combined at $750. And I worked this all out all the way up until I think this first or second pay period in July. Now, nothing's perfect, and life does get in the way. Life has a way of throwing you a curveball. And so, but this is why I like to do it on scratch paper in a spare notebook, so I can go through, and if I get to the first pay period of February and something comes up, then I can adjust at this point, adjust this budget to accommodate for whatever life throws at you. And life can throw some hard balls sometimes. Okay, so on to April. Now, April, I used to be of the opinion. Hold on just a minute. A Southern staple, iced tea. I used to be of the opinion there's no such thing as an extra payday. I have since changed my mind on that, because I have realized that if you pay your bills a month ahead, which is reflected in paycheck number 3 of April, because April is a magic month for us. We have 3 pay periods. If you are paying your bills a month ahead, you actually do have an extra payday. Now, if you are paying your bills as they come and budgeting for them, payday to payday, paycheck to paycheck, I don't really feel like you have an extra payday. Because the reason I feel that way is because when you get paid the third payday of a month, that's late in the month. So for April, you might get paid the 30th, back it up 2 weeks, you get paid the 16th, back it up 2 weeks, you get paid the 2nd. So if you get paid the 30th of April, it's going to be the middle of May before you get paid. So you have to budget for the first 2 weeks of May with the last pay period, with the last paycheck of April. But if you can, and you're fortunate enough, and the reason we're fortunate enough is because I have trimmed our bills down to where they're only $950 per month. A lot of people's bills are a lot more than that, and they can't do it. But I have, I'm very particular about how much money goes out. I've turned the lights off when they're not being used. Have cut out some stuff that we didn't use that was just unnecessary expenses, like our Wi-Fi. It was just absolutely not being used. It was not good Wi-Fi, and it was expensive Wi-Fi, so I did cut that out. I called the insurance company and asked them, is there anything on our car insurance that could be readjusted to lower that bill? And there was. They still had my daughter living at home, and that made a big difference. And so I go through my bills and I check off each one to kind of see, can there be an improvement made on that? So that's how that I keep the bills low. And, since we are cash budgeters, when my husband got his big raise, we didn't go out and buy something that we had to make payments on. So anyway, back to what I was starting to say, when you have 3 paychecks and you can pay your bills a month ahead, you actually do have an extra payday in the month. And so in April, I'm really looking forward to this. We have 2 pay periods in a row that all the money will be going to sinking funds and savings challenges, and that nothing will be going toward bills. That is absolutely going to be a lot of fun and make a big difference in our sinking funds. So we always have the cash envelopes every pay period, and I always make a truck payment every pay period. So those 2 on top. And you will notice, let's see, go back. My nails look horrible. They're taking a rest from being abused. But the 1st of April is when we integrate Christmas sinking fund back into our budget. And then since the vacation is already paid for, and we're going to be going the first week of June, since it's already paid for, spending money has already been set aside for that trip, all of that, we have integrated the Christmas back into our budget on April the 1st, and it will be, and then the 2nd pay period of April, we have put back the property tax and the car tax. We put the car tax and the property tax back into our budget starting here, because that all that vacation money can be put in something else. And we did first paycheck in April. That's not the 1st of April. That's the first check in April. We did add $100 to close. We did, let's see. I think our small trips is $60. Meat, we're back to the regular sinking fund on meat, $50. And then our savings challenges, $20,000 savings challenge will be $1,000 in a 52-week. $100 divided up, every how we can on that. So in the 2nd pay period of April, of course, we have our cash envelopes, which is our groceries, our spending, and our gas. Another truck payment, and then car maintenance, clothes, pets, and we've got the property tax and the car tax back in the budget and back in the sinking funds, starting the 2nd paycheck of April. Then the 3rd pay period of April, of course, we have our bills and our cash envelopes, and our total savings will be about $1,000 in the 3rd pay period. And then the 1st paycheck of May is back to just a cash stuffing pay period. And you can see we have Christmas and property tax and car tax. Going to hit those. The car tax needs to be about $650. That's the total we need to save for that. Property tax around $200, something like that. We live in an area that the property tax is not that bad. And then we get over into the 2nd pay period of May, and of course we have our bills. And I've also going to save. I thought about this ahead. I'm going to save $750 ahead for June bills. I'm going to be putting this aside, $750, and then we have our bills and truck payment, our cash envelopes, and a total savings of $1,000. The reason I'm putting back $750 for June is because the 1st pay period of June, we are going on a trip. Now, if you are in the emergency, I don't know about police, but like firefighters and paramedics, and in our area, if you take vacation, you will get paid for vacation, but you'll get paid a 40-hour straight time salary. And we do not live on a 40-hour straight time salary. EMS, fire, that sort of thing, they rely on the overtime that they get. My husband normally works 40 hours straight time, and he gets that in less than 2 days. And then he works, 1 week he'll work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, And that is about, with travel time, and he gets paid for travel time and all that, it's about 75 hours. So there's 40 hours straight time and 35 hours overtime. And then the next week he will work Tuesday until Saturday. He'll come home Saturday, he'll go back and work Sunday, come home Monday, and go back Tuesday for his regular week. So we do live, you know, what our biggest income is overtime. But because of vacation, we'll get 40 hours. He'll get 40 hours straight time, and that will be a hurt. That will put a hurt on us. So we are going to be putting aside $750 to save for the shortfall in June. I hope you understand that. Hope I made that easy to understand. And then the first paycheck of June, we're going to be doing the same thing with $500 to try to build up, because I think the shortfall will actually fall on the second paycheck of June. And of course, we have sinking funds that we stuff every month. We have ones that we do every month, and we always contribute them, but we integrate some of the other sinking funds in and out of our budget based on basically what I want to do is contribute to all the sinking funds that we normally contribute to, and then I'll add Christmas in until it gets to the goal of what we want to have for Christmas, and then I will retire it for the year. And then I will contribute more to car tax until we get the goal for the year, and then it will be retired for the year. And the same thing with property tax and anything like that. And then we will go and pick up and really bulk up the car maintenance and some things like that. So the sinking funds are in and out until they have reached their goal for the year. Now this binder is where I'm keeping the ones that we're currently working on. Like car maintenance, when it's at $122 right now. That's going to go down this weekend because I have got to have an oil change for my truck. But when it gets to $1,500, I will simply just take this out, put it into another binder of, filled sinking funds that are already been, fulfilled, and then I could add another one in, take one out that's been filled, and just keep back and forth until all of our sinking funds are filled for the year. And I would like to make this happen, fairly early in the year so I can really hit that $20,000 savings challenge as hard as I can, because I hit it really hard the end of last year because I had most of my sinking funds were already filled up and had reached their goal and that sort of thing, and the property tax was paid and the car tax was paid and Christmas was bought and all of that. And I got it up to it's at $4,260 right now, $4,260, and my goal is $20,000. So it slowed down after the first of the year, because I started having to re-stuff my sinking funds for the year, and it kind of slowed down. And now, like I said, I've got, stop right now, right here, right quick, and I have written down all the birthdays for all the grandkids and my great nieces and nephews that I buy for every year. Wrote those down, and to see my Christmas sinking fund, my birthday sinking fund, I've got $220 in there right now. And it will go all the way. I've got them filled right now, got it stuffed right now, all the way to Leo's birthday in July. And I still like these at the bottom here. So it shows me that I can wait until, the end of June before I bring back the birthday sinking funds back into the rotation of stuffing. And finish up these last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Finish up these last 6. But what I was saying before, I've got all of this done all the way till the second check in July. And like I said, not written in stone. I do have Christmas being fully funded by the second pay period in July. But like I said, life throws hard throws curveballs, and this can change. And because I've got it on this where I've been scratching and figuring and all of that, this is the point where I can, if I see that next paycheck, the 2nd of June, that, you know, something has come up that's got to be taken care of, then I can go back to this and scratch out, readjust, refigure, and all of that before the pay period actually starts. And I also like to, at this point, kind of go through my groceries, make a grocery list, and decide what I'm going to need for the second half of January. Add that to my grocery list. And if it's stuff that I've got plenty of, but it's something I use often throughout the year, I might add those things to my grocery list, because I do like to keep a nice pantry, simply because when I get ready to cook something, I like to have all the ingredients I need. If I want to make my breaded pork chops that I like to make, I need my pork chops, I need flour, salt, pepper, I use parsley flakes, and then I put all that in a Ziploc bag, shake it up, and I put my pork chops in hot oil in a frying pan on the stove. And I don't cook them all the way through. I just kind of get the flour where it's kind of crusty, like crunchy, like a little bit. And then I transfer them over to a casserole dish. I take cream of mushroom soup and some milk, put it in a bowl, mix it up kind of thin, and then pour that over it and put it in the oven and let it cook kind of slow until supper time, and fall off the bone, tender, delicious, great. Add some creamed potatoes with that, maybe some green beans, perfect. And I don't like to have to run to the store to get a couple of cans of green beans. I don't like to have to run to the store to get some amount of salt. I like to keep where that I can go in and effortlessly cook a meal. So that's why I like to keep a nice pantry that's, you know, and I can grab something to take to work with me for my lunch. I can, when I come home and I'm by myself during the week, I can fix something pretty easy, which I haven't been eating well this week. Haven't felt real well. I don't feel bad. I just haven't had no energy this week. I don't know if it's because it's kind of cool and cold and I'm at work, and all day long all I can think about is going home and laying on the couch and getting comfortable and getting warm, and geez, that sucks the life right out of me. I've got to get out of the habit of laying down when I get home, because that is a bad habit to get into. Also, if you haven't heard about Fetch Rewards, I'm here to tell you about it. You take your receipts. These are some receipts I've collected over the last several days. You can take any receipt that you have, whether it's Hobby Lobby. I had to go make some pretty good sized purchase Hobby Lobby yesterday for some quilts I've got to put together. This is from going to Birmingham the other day for my grandson's surgery. This is the other day because I was too lazy to cook when I got home. This is coming back from the Children's Hospital in Birmingham. I was so sleepy, I stopped and got me an iced coffee. And this is from lunch the other day at work. I went to McDonald's and got one of their spicy, crispy chicken sandwiches. It is fabulous. You need to try that. And then Hardee's, I went by and got me a sweet tea yesterday. So I brought these home. I have downloaded the Fetch app a few months ago. All I do is I just simply lay these receipts. You can lay them on an area that doesn't have anything around it. And you lay it down like this. You hold your phone over it. You take a picture of it. And you hit submit. And then this receipt uploads to your Fetch. You get points for every receipt that you upload to your Fetch Rewards, and it builds up until you get gift cards. You get gift cards from Amazon, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, Bass Pro Shop, Bath and Body Works, I think AutoZone. It's a whole long list of gift cards that you can get. Now, I'm going to include in my description below my refer a friend code. So if you upload that app, if you download that app, and the first time that you scan a receipt, then you will get 2,000 points, and I will get 2,000 points. Right now, there is not a promotion going on, so it's 2,000 points for you, 2,000 points for me. And I upload all of my gas receipts, my every purchase. They'll say, do you need a receipt? Yes, I need a receipt. I uploaded all of these last night. And also, Fetch Rewards will have specials sometimes, where that if you purchase certain items, then you will get extra points, bonus points. I got some bonus points one day and didn't even realize that I was doing anything special to get bonus points, but I did. And so I'm going to save my points up until the end of the year and use them as part of my Christmas spending. So that's my plans for my Fetch Rewards. But I will leave that refer a friend code in the description box below. And please, if you don't, please do that for yourself. And it doesn't cost you anything, and we both reap the benefits from that. Also, I'm going to be downloading a video today at my store on my other channel called Sonyas Creations. I'm going to be doing an unboxing. We have new merch coming today. I've got some Valentine's Day merchandise that I have been making this week for the store. And I have been also bought me a little mannequin. I'm going to be making some things for my little toddler mannequin. It's a size 1-year-old mannequin. I'm making some stuff for that. We've got some beautiful, beautiful new quilts that we have just made for the store. And so I'm going to be doing an unboxing on some new merch that's coming in today. Very excited about this merchandise. We've had this merchandise in the store when we first opened up last spring. And it sat there, and it sat there, and it sat there for the longest time. All of a sudden, people discovered this particular merchandise, and then all of a sudden it started selling like hotcakes. So one particular, I don't want to divulge too much, but one particular, I guess you would say, scent, it sold out very, very fast. So I did concentrate on getting a lot of that in, and it should be in today. I think it's 5 boxes of this stuff today. Very excited about getting that in. I've got some quilts I need to get started putting together today too, as a matter of fact, that I want to get put together by the end of the week. And today's Thursday, so I got to get hustling on that. So I guess I need to update my trackers. I need to make sure this is up to date. I'm pretty sure that it is. The blue dots is some speculations that I was doing. They're not ready to be colored in on my $20,000 savings. My 52-week is current. It's up to date. So I still like basically this whole side. So we're about halfway done on the 52-week savings challenge. I did have to redo my vacation savings tracker because I had these marked at $40 each. And after I did some refiguring, that was not going to be enough. So I cleaned it off with my alcohol, and I keep my alcohol here on my desk, and usually get a little piece of toilet paper and clean it off. Each bag is $66 because with the cabin, it was around $3,600. And then I wanted to save up spending money, and I saved up extra spending money because one of our daughters, I don't want her not to go because she wouldn't have any spending money to go. She's a wonderful mother. She has 3 wonderful children. Just great children. And she got stuck with a horrible now ex-husband, and a horrible person that's a horrible father to her children, irresponsible, all the whole 9 yards. And so we wanted to save up some extra spending money so we can tell her that, that's not a reason not to go. We really want all the children to go and all the grandchildren to go. So that is all reflected in that $6,600. So when my suitcases were way down here colored in, now they're up here. But we're going to hit this hard and knock these down. So by the end of February, all the suitcases should be filled in. And then this is my truck payment, and I've got to refigure this to see if we can color in some more. I've put a dot in the center as a projection to show, hopefully by the end of the year, all of these will be colored in. Hopefully. I'd like for all these to be colored in. I'd like for all of them to be colored in. But at least, hopefully, the ones with the dots will be filled in by the end of the year. That's just me kind of projecting ahead, and I use the dots in the center to kind of count that. And I think that's all of it. But I will be updating this in a few days. And I'm pretty sure this is this is accurate. I believe I cleaned this off because I did have that one colored in, and I had to fix that because for this next payday, we carried over this envelope. I had this for the first paycheck of January, and I did not have enough money to put $350, so I put in $100. And then this will be automatically moved over here, so I can put another $250 in it. That won't be taken out, and put in, I don't know where my black folder is. That kind of my everyday folder that has my grocery money in. I must have laid it. I don't believe it's in my purse. But I gotta find it because it's got my grocery money in it and all that. But I will put $250 in this to make it, and I'll take this out, put it into my black folder where I've got the rest of them, and then I will hopefully can stuff $800. So I'll have to pull out another envelope out of my drawer here that these have not been, none of these have been stuffed yet. And if I don't have enough left over out of the 800, putting the 250 back in here put the 250 in here to make up the difference. If I don't have enough money to fill up one of these, I'll do the same thing. I'll just clip it, and the next paycheck I will make up the difference. And we're just gonna have to go along like that until we get some of our sinking funds filled up for the year, and then we'll be able to hopefully finish this off the second 6 months of the year. So that's what everything looks like for to the end of July. But we will know more about that and get it written down and stuffed and know more about it as the paychecks come along. Hopefully that, if we don't get hit with anything unexpectedly, and that is absolutely not feasible when it comes to life, then, in a perfect world, by the end of July, we'll be well into our Christmas sinking funds, getting those stuff. We'll be well into getting everything done. And in a perfect world, we'll have our $20,000 savings check. But, you may not, we may not. And also, please do it, pick a savings challenge. You can go on to Etsy and just put in a search for savings challenge trackers, something like that. Most of them you can download yourself. You can print them off yourself, or if you don't have a printer, for a little bit extra, they will print them off and mail them to you. But if it's whether you have a small income, you have a medium income, you have a high income, whatever your income is, do a savings challenge. Save something. Now I can say that we are in our starting our third year I'm glad that I'm not sitting here saying that we are starting, we've just started, this year. I'm proud to say that we are in our third year of budgeting, zero budgeting, cash stuffing, cash spending, and it has made a world of difference in our lives. And I'm glad that we're not starting right now. I'm glad that we are going into our third year. And the only way you can say you're going into your second year or your second month, or you're going into your third year or your 8th month or whatever you're going into, the only way you can say that is you've got to get started. And this is something I do all the time. Take that back. Once you get your budget set up and you pretty much know where everything's going to go, then I work on it maybe. I worked here at this desk for 5 minutes last night. And I may not work at all at this desk tonight. Over the weekend, I will be tweaking my grocery list for next weekend. I will be, kind of going over. My husband always comes in at the end of the pay period. When the pay period's over, he'll come to me and say, I turned in 199 hours. I turned in 202 hours. He'll let me know. I can take that number. I multiply the 80 hours straight time for 2 weeks, multiply the overtime, come up with a number, and then I minus 33%. And minus 33% may be 34.76. I usually round it up to 35 because that's usually how it kind of works out. 33% is just a little too much to deduct, and it's usually whatever number that comes out to be. It's usually a few dollars more than that. So I would round it up to like 3,500, and that would be my number that I have to work with, plus whatever that I can contribute from my pay will be the added amount. Sometimes I contribute quite a bit. Sometimes I contribute very little. Right now, I had to first of the year, I have to buy supplies. I have to replenish my supplies. They pretty much get depleted by Christmas at the store. All of my supplies for embroidery and all of my supplies for sewing. So January I had to spend a lot of money buying bobbins for my embroidery machines, buying stabilizers for the embroidery machines. There's about 5 different kinds of stabilizers. There is thread. There is some fabrics that we need. There's shipping containers that we need. That we use the poly bags. Have to order those. It's just so many things that I have to order, and that comes out of my income first before I can contribute anything to the monthly budget. So, hope you enjoyed this. I've got to get ready to go to work. It's going to be another cool day. Not as cool as yesterday. Not as cool as the day before yesterday, but a little bit warmer today. And but I've got to get ready to go to work. Get everything I need to take with me. And so I hope everybody has a great day and get your budgeting started. If you get paid tomorrow, or if it's not till next week, sit down today and do the math. Figure out where you need for your money to go. And if it's just for the next 2 weeks till you get paid again, figure that up. If you can do it by the month, figure that up. Ever how you can work out your money. Always have a miscellaneous. If you had 1,000 envelopes and you stuffed 1,000 envelopes per paycheck, there would be a scenario that would come up that you would not have a sinking fund for. So the best thing to do to handle that is to have a miscellaneous envelope. So any scenario that has come up that you did not have a sinking fund for, you've always got the miscellaneous that you can pull from. So that, some people call it the whoops fund. I just call it miscellaneous because there are scenarios that come up that you're like, well, I didn't think of that. So, I have in my miscellaneous fund, you know, just gets a few dollars. We may, if it's got, you know, if it's got $100 or so in, my husband and I may decide to go out to eat, and that may come out of miscellaneous, because we do not have an eat out fund. We don't have a fund, a family time fund, anything like that. We take that out of miscellaneous. So I hope that's been helpful. I hope you download the Fetch app and start downloading your uploading your receipts to Fetch and getting your points for that. And like I said, we both get, I'll get 2,000 points, you'll get 2,000 points just to get started. And so thank you all so very much, and have a great Thursday. Bye-bye.